Hey everybody, and welcome back for more Let's Play Contra Hardcore. You all know who this is. It's the man guiding you on this little multi-path journey. And so far, our journey has led us to this. SHEENA decided to man up and fight. So of course, instead of having all 13 guards just open fire on her, Dr. Mandrake decides to have some fun. Now, we get to fight some combinations of the monsters we fought earlier in the forest level. None of these are really difficult, especially if you have a homing weapon, which, coincidentally, we do. Take this flying green thing, for example. He's quick, and if we had to hit him directly, we might have a semi-tough time. But with SHEENA's homing laser, quick work is made of the little green goblin. And next up, we have a flying flower. That's... really? Okay, anyway. Next up is this little bug-eyed green guy with a flower on his head. Don't shoot him! He throws weapon power-ups at you. In other words, the doctor fucked up on that one. Okay, so just a couple more of these stupid little combinations. Yeah, what the fuck is that? I don't even know or care. All that matters is that, like I said at the start, these things are weak as hell and pose no threat at all. Yeah, that was one of the gayest things I've seen in this game so far. A gremlin with a flower tail. Classy. Anywho, the doctor seems pissed now, so he's just throwing in everything into one massive biological weapon. And that's... what? Okay, sure, yes, eat the doctor. Why not? Okay, now for the boss, if you want to call him that. In his first form, he's invulnerable to, well, anything. So just dodge him. After a couple trips across the room, he's going to transform. And his weak point is now the orangey orb on his bottom. Simple enough. Especially if you've got a shorter character, as his attack will just pass over you, as you see here. Not to mention, if you have a homing weapon, it's doubly easy. However, with that out of the way, we finally finished SHEENA's Stage 5. But since it was so short, and the fact that SHEENA's path has the most stages, we're going to do one more. Since the doctor betrayed us, we now know where Bahamut's base is. Make that his other base. Regardless, this is one of the coolest stages in the game, if not the coolest. Now, if you'll remember, we reach this stage by choosing to rescue the research center at the end of Stage 1, and of course choosing to fight to the end at Stage 4. Now, this stage is just one fast-paced boss battle divided into many parts. Now, there's 3 different bosses we face throughout this stage. First up is this robotic jet that will fire a machine gun at us as well as drop bombs on us. That'll quickly fall and explode if you shoot them. He's really not that difficult as long as you pay attention to his movements. Next up, we face this submarine-type enemy, who once again is not really a big threat, as long as you watch his movements. He only has one attack that you see here, so like I said, just pay attention. The hardest part with this guy can be actually hitting him if you don't have a homing weapon, as he moves around quite a bit in the water. But wait! With a last-ditch effort, he damages our little speedboat. Oh dear, what will we ever do? Well, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna abandon ship and leave its captain to drown while we face another boss. That's what. Now, this little water-hopping bastard is the trickiest of the 3, for the simple fact that he's quick and you can't keep a constant eye on him. Plus, he can do his various leap attacks in a different order each time. So there's not much to memorize other than remember the slide. Of course, once we beat the little 3rd robot, we move onto shore and our transformer turns into an air bike. And we're introduced to one of the best pieces of music in the game, titled GTR Attack, which is named after this boss. Now for the grand finale, all 3 of those robots we fought combine together to form one single mega robot that has 3 different forms depending on how the parts line up. And that is static, by the way. In other words, it won't just randomly change to another form. It stays in the same pattern. Anyway, I could either explain this guy's attacks as you watch them all on the screen, or I could give you a brief backstory on this guy's history. That backstory is this. The official title of this boss is Ta-Getta-Robo, which is a parody of Ghetto-Robo. Now, Ghetto-Robo is an old-school Japanese anime that features a super robot named, well, Ghetto-Robo. This robot has 3 parts that work individually, but they can combine into one super Ghetto-Robo. Ghetto-Robo, not Ghetto-Robo. So there you have it. Anyway, your Contra history lesson for the day. We now return you to your normally scheduled boss fight. Also, its first form is piss easy. This one can be a pain in the ass due to one attack. That wasn't it, by the way. I'm just an idiot that forgot to dodge. Don't mind me, it's not a good playthrough of a game unless I die at least one stupid death. That's not it either. Although I do admit that having a robotic dragon crap out energy balls at you is quite a novelty. The attack I speak of, however, well, he's not going to get a chance to do it because he was being a time-wasting little bitch. Basically, he'll hover in the top left corner and shoot electricity from his beak, in a dragging motion from the right side of the street to almost straight below him. But get too far underneath him, however, and his body will hit you. It's a pain. Now this form would be bad if only for the one simple fact that it didn't show you an obvious clue as to where the safe zone is for that last attack. This little attack where he drags the spear across the ground can be tricky, as long as you don't have much room to maneuver, and he'll sometimes change direction without much warning. But other than that, he goes down without a hitch. And thus concludes one of the best levels in this game. Only one more for SHEENA, but we still got 3 other paths and 3 other storylines to finish out. So I hope you all enjoyed. Catch you later.